Faircloth and Son Electric is your local family electrician. They offer residential, industrial, and commercial electrical services. From preventative maintenance to a whole house wiring setup, they do it all. Give them a call today for all of your electrical needs at 229-356-2892. That's 229-356-2892. 229-356-2892. 229-356-2892.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Lakeland Drug Company has been Lakeland's hometown pharmacy since 1950. They're more than just medicine, offering personalized service, a drive-up window, and a delivery service. Located at 42 West Main Street in Lakeland, Georgia, you can call 229-482-3677 or visit them online at lakelanddrug.com. Lakeland Drug Company, more than medicine, and a proud supporter of Lanier County Bulldogs.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to the Lanier County Network. We're out here today at the beautiful Threet Field, home of the Lanier County Bulldogs. I'm Keith Newbern, along with head Bulldog baseball coach Michael Sneed and assistant coach Ben Davis. We're going to talk Bulldog baseball a little bit this afternoon. Bulldogs riding a much enjoyed 3-game winning streak over the Atkinson County Rebels. How y'all doing this afternoon, Coach?
Doing well.
Good.
Doing great, Keith. Thanks for having us on.
Well, glad to have y'all here. Nice weather, new time. Not having to sit under lights, sitting out here in the daylight for a little bit, and be able to get practice in this afternoon without having to turn the lights on. I think I know that's the first this year.
It is.
Yep.
And,
we practice late.
hopefully we'll get a game or two in this week without having to turn the lights on. So, or at least one tomorrow. We don't play but one. Play here tomorrow afternoon against Brooks County, starting at 5:30. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Let everybody know. Come out to Threet Field, watch the Bulldogs as they take on the Brooks County Trojans. Then Friday afternoon, go over to Quitman for a doubleheader at 4 p.m. and the second game to follow. We've had exciting last week of baseball. We've had some exciting games throughout the year. Let's talk a little bit about last week. Big series there against Atkinson County. Second region series after going 1-2 against Irwin.
Yeah. We knew it was important as a coaching staff to really just get these kids to remember that, baseball, ultimately it's a game of failure. Losing 2 out of 3 from Irwin after taking that first game here at Threet Field was very exciting. Being 4 outs away from winning the whole series in game 2, first game of the doubleheader, that's just a big blow, big loss for us. So it was really important for us to understand that, hey guys, we're there, we're right there, All we got to do, we need to do a better job of finishing games. So we challenged them with the first game. Finish. We're a great ball team for the first 5 innings. But once that 6th and 7th inning comes, we tend to get real tense. And we definitely grew after the first game. You know, we went, 4-0?
Yeah.
Going into the 7th inning, and things got shaky there. Great play from our left fielder, Ethan North, right there. 2 that inning, 1 to get the ball in, and then made that 1 ball that was diving in on him. And then Grant, of course, had a gutsy performance right there. I believe he ended the game on a strikeout.
Pretty sure he did.
And that right there, we proved to ourselves that, hey, we can play a complete game. And even when adversity sets in the 7th inning, we're able to overcome that. And then it just rolled right into the second game or the first game of the doubleheader where we correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we got runners in scoring position every inning.
Every inning.
We had we failed early on there to get some clutch base hits, but in the 5th, I challenged them. I said, hey, man, let's let this be a mojo inning right here. We're going to get runners on. Let's be clutch. And we ended up run rolling on that end. So,
That's right. And
then it just carried on to the 3rd game where, in my opinion, I think we may have seen the best pitcher we've seen all year in Taft, the lefty.
Yeah.
Very, very competitive left-hander he was.
Yeah, and he shut us down. If it wasn't for Grant Spikes in that 1st inning, getting that base hit backside, and then, we stole. He ended up throwing the ball in the center field. We took 3rd, and I want to say we scored on a –
we scored on the same play.
Yeah.
Pick off at second. He threw it in center and got by the center fielder.
Yeah, it rolled all the way to the fence.
Yep.
And that was enough to win the game because our sophomore starting pitcher, Josh Fernie,
16 strikeouts. Man, what a performance.
16 strikeouts.
Two strikeouts away from the school record.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So that was a big momentum boost. Gave us a lot of confidence in our guys. They were having a lot of fun in the dugout. And we've been preaching to these boys that we work harder than anybody else in the region. And now that we got the monkey off the back, it's time to just let that snowball start rolling. And that's 3 games. We're going to take care of business this week against Brooks. And once that snowball gets big enough, you can't slow it down.
That's right.
So,
yeah. Looking ahead, we got a very favorable schedule. Looking forward, and at the rate the boys work, I mean, we just got great things coming forward for us.
That's right. We got a dugout full of talented kids. We got, and I'm going to brag on these guys. They do a great job coaching our kids, and I really am very appreciative as a parent of a player of how hard and how dedicated y'all are. That means a lot. I mean,
well, that's one thing that we told these boys in the first meeting we had. Everybody wants to talk about being a champion, but when it comes to putting in the work and the effort that it takes to be a champion, that's where people start to fall off a little bit. And we asked them a simple question early on in the season. What does it take to be a champion? The answer is simple. It's dedication. You got to dedicate yourself. Dedicate yourself to the game. Sacrifice. Our core values are win ultimately everything we do. But underneath that is family. We treat ourselves as one big family out here. The next one is discipline. And the next one is I'm drawing a blank. Family, discipline, and dedication, and sacrifice. Sacrifice your time. Sacrifice your time. We tell the kids all the time. We have families at the house, but during baseball season, we're sacrificing a lot of time with our families being out here with these boys. That's
right. And
it's paying off.
I
mean, we had a very, very tough schedule to begin with. Playing Crisp County.
Yeah.
They had a guy on the front of the Georgia Dugout Club throwing 90.
That's right.
We had Claxton.
Got a
top 10
shortstop
team
going to
Wake Forest.
Yeah.
Brookwood got a guy going to Coastal Carolina. I mean, we saw some very, very good arms early on in the season, and I think that's the reason why we was able to bear down during the Atkinson County series and ultimately take the win from them.
That's right. But we didn't play no patty cake schedule.
No, we did not.
In the non-region. Of course, we had a couple of non-region games get canceled, but we played some very, very stiff competition, and what a lot of folks, you outside looking in, you read the newspaper and you see what I write in the newspaper, and folks say, "Oh, what are they losing?" Yeah, they're losing, but
we were not out of any of those games. We were very much in all of those games, and we, like Coach Sneed said there, we played some very stiff competition, and we were able to grow from those games, and we're taking that into region play definitely.
Yeah, you know, every loss we had early on in the season, we was beating them. Going into the sixth, every single one. So, you know, in Claxton, we had an opportunity right there to take that game away in the seventh inning. Baseball, though, it's a game of failure, man, and that's one thing we're preaching to these boys, and you know, they're buying into the process. There's a lot of changes that we made early on, but like I said, they come out here every day, and they're really, you know, they're starting to fall in love with the grind. That's what we call it out here.
That's right. I come up sometimes not to watch practice, but I'll meet guys across the road, give Noah something or whatever he's left at home. He may not want y'all to know that, but usually he's pretty good about carrying. But anyway,
doesn't surprise us.
Anyway, they are here. I mean, I've seen in other times where, you know, I coached middle school over there for about 4 years, and the middle school was there, and the varsity guys, you look over and you say, well, where they at? And so these guys are here. They're ready to compete, and that says a lot about you guys, because you have them ready to they want to be here.
Well, that's a lot of that has to do with the fact of where we've come from as coaches, who we've worked for. Every coach I've ever played for, including my father, you know, including Greg Williams at Cook, Justin Pollock at TFC, Brian McLean, who was at Southwestern. He's at Valdosta now, hitting coach. They all preached the same mentality, a killer instinct mentality. You're going to outwork your opponent. You fall in love with the grind, and the hard work pays off. And we were trying to explain to the kids that it's more than just baseball. Okay, this game has taught me more about life than anything in the classroom ever will. This game is about adversity, overcoming adversity. Baseball is the only sport where you can do everything right and get nothing to show for it.
Right.
I can go 3 for 3 with 3 hard line drives right to the shortstop and still have a 0 batting average for that day.
That's right.
And that's in life. We can do everything right in life, but when life knocks us on the ground, what do? Do you sulk or do you get back up?
You got to get back up.
And that's one thing that we're facing. And we faced a lot of adversity here early on, you know, losing the first 3 games. Yep. Tested positive for COVID, shut us down for a week right before region play with Irwin. You know, we had some more in-house issues this past week that could have really seriously hurt our program. You know, and that's life. And I told these boys going to the Irwin County series that, you know, if we lose this series, everybody's going to have an excuse. Well, they didn't practice for a week, but we didn't allow that to be an excuse, because that's not our mentality. Our mentality is, this is a game of baseball. We overcome adversity because that's who we are. We're a blue-collar baseball team. We're scrappy, and our kids are really buying into that, and I think it shows. And I think it's going to show this week, and I think it's going to show throughout the season.
That's right.
Yeah, really building that competitive mentality. I mean, we come out here every day, and the boys have learned the routines. They've learned to come out and every day go look at the practice schedule. And they go, and every time we work a drill in our everyday drills, we preach to them daily, do this and challenge each other. If you're working with a partner, challenge a teammate, make that teammate better today on whatever drill we're working on. And the focus of every day bringing that competition has really brought the level up of the entire team. We've got guys that are first years in the program, and within matters of weeks, they're just buying into what's going on, and their level of baseball knowledge and their level of ability is growing by leaps and bounds of just buying in, being competitive every single day, and working hard.
Yeah, we preach competition breeds success. And we have competition at every single one of these positions.
That's right.
And at any day, you can get your spot taken.
Yeah.
And our kids know that, and they're working their butts off
That's right.
to make sure that doesn't happen, you know. And we have So the top 12 hitters hit every day in practice.
Mm-hmm.
The top 12 hitters. Now there's a group of 4 that makes the top 16, and those top 4 or those 4 in that last group, it's really interesting to watch, because if somebody has a bad day of batting practice in that top 12, the top 16, that last group, if they get a chance to hit, the way that they're zeroed in and focused, it's a thing of beauty, man. And that's the reason why, development. It's all about development. A lot of people think that baseball is just throw, catch, and hit.
Yeah.
If it was just throw, catch, and hit, we wouldn't be out here for 3 hours every day.
That's right. Sometimes 4.
Yeah.
And there'd be a whole lot more guys in the league.
That's right. And I don't want to embarrass anybody or say anything that anybody would want me to, but you spoke a minute ago about sacrificing and how you guys sacrificed, and just through social media, we knew that coming up to, I think, the Irwin series was your wife's birthday.
Yeah.
You told the guys, hey, tomorrow's going to be the longest practice of the year. It was your wife's birthday.
Yeah.
If that's not a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And so she made it. I'm sure you made it up to
Oh,
her
yeah,
before.
yeah. I definitely did the right thing. I told
That's
her when
right.
she got off work.
That's right.
When she got off work the day before, I said, hey, babe, we're gonna tonight's the night we're gonna celebrate your birthday, because it won't be happening
That's
tomorrow.
right.
So
That's right. So that's the kind of things you have to do
exactly.
when you choose coaching as a profession.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That's the kind of things that these guys, when I say these guys, the guys that plays the game,
Yeah.
right now they appreciate it, but they'll appreciate it a lot more down the road.
Right. And
they'll learn from it.
That's one thing that the coaching staff talks about all the time is when we were players in high school, man, why is coach so hard on us? Man, what's he being a butthole for today? It's not until 10 years down the road you realize that it's so much more than just baseball out here, man. It's about life.
That's right.
It's about setting standards for yourself. We've set the standard high for Lanier County baseball. If you want to be in this program, you've got to maintain that standard. And the moment that we feel like that standard's being dropped, all I got to do is do this.
Yeah.
And they know exactly what that means. And as soon as they get back around, it's amazing. Our standard seems to always get back up to where it was.
Climbs higher.
And that's just, being held accountable, discipline, having structure in a program, which are not new things to anybody who's ever been a part of a program. But, get here on time. We preach to them all the time. What happens to us if we get to school late? We get slapped on the wrist.
Yeah.
If we continue to get slapped on the wrist, well, eventually our job's in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So there's punishment, there's discipline, and I think that's something you got to have in a baseball program. So it's more than just the sport. It's because we say this all the time. How many Major League Baseball players do we have out here right now? Probably not many.
That's right.
Okay, but what we want to do is 10 years down the road, we want to create kids that are outstanding citizens for Lanier County. That are
Outstanding dads.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the joys of coaching is, and I've been in this a little longer than Coach Sneed is getting wedding invites. To guys or announcements, hey, I'm having a child, and these kind of things is watching these guys grow in their lives and seeing that, hey, the things that they learned on the ball field, they're like, hey, Coach, I appreciate you for doing those kind of things, being hard on me and such. That it makes a difference that we're not just in this. I mean, we're in this to play ball, and we're in this to do great things on the field, but we're also in this to inspire these guys to be great citizens, to be great dads, and to be great people.
That's right. So winning on the scoreboard, it's just part of the winning.
Well, it comes. It comes with it.
That's
I mean,
right.
it comes with it. When the
That's
kids are buying into what you're preaching, and when you work like we do, and when you dedicate yourself for the betterment of the program, and when you realize that it's not about me, it's team, and you're willing to put your team first, great things happen. And I'm like I said, we're looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season plays out, because if we continue to go about our business the correct way,
That's right.
we'll have an opportunity to still reach all of our goals that are still intact today.
That's right. I know I've had very, very, very high hopes for this year and next year, and beyond. Some other guys, but I've just been more involved with the team for today and the team for the next year. But it's very exciting to see that, hey, the hopes that I've had is and the hopes that those guys had, they can see now that hey, we got the shot to do this thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We got the talent. There's no question about it. We got the talent. I think the only thing that what was going to be the downfall of this team is when a mistake happens, do we point fingers or do we pick each other up?
That's right.
And I would say the first few games of the season we were playing not to lose instead of playing to win. It showed that in Chris County series. I mean, you 3-1 going into the 7th inning. Brookwood 5-0 going into the 7th inning.
Yeah. But hey, I think we made some growth last week, not only with some varsity wins, but our JV proved to us this past weekend.
That's right. I was going to bring that up.
We got down in the 5th innings of both games where we blew leads, and all of a sudden it was like we got guys that they're coming back in the dugout and they're like, we're going to win this. And then game 1, I mean, they're down 4 runs going into the last inning, and we get a leadoff walk, and then the next guy walks. And the next guy pokes a single in that scores 2 runs, and it was like they did that. And then the second game, it was the same thing. They got down by 2 runs into the last inning, and they walked right back in the dugout and said, we're going to win this game right here. And I think that proves that, hey, it's not only our varsity buying into this thing, but it's our JV, and it's a program-wide that we're going somewhere, and that train's rolling real good.
Yeah. Well, anytime you got a JV like that, it puts pressure on the varsity guys to, hey, we better perform because those guys are performing.
Like we said, competition, man, it breeds success.
Yeah.
You know, when you have a lot of competition at every position like we do, because we got a lot of guys that can play a lot of positions.
That's right.
You're going to be a good team when you can compete like that at a high level at every position on the field.
And the guys do great jobs of, I mean, we had several varsity guys show up Saturday, and the JV guys that are here every day working at varsity games on home games, they do great jobs of keeping each other up and picking each other up all day long.
Yeah.
So.
And that all falls back to the family. You know, I told the varsity, I said, hey, these JV guys are in this dugout rooting you guys on, supporting you guys every day. I would like for you guys to make the right decision and show up on Saturday and support your boys.
That's right.
Just about every single one of them showed up.
Yeah. So at some point they came in the dugout, told the guys, hey, let's go. We're doing a great job, good things.
And, you know, those young guys, man, when they see a Grant Spikes walking the dugout or they see a Jacob Faircloth up in the booth keeping the box, you know, that does a lot for those guys.
That's right.
You know? So.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have talked about the first part of the season here a little bit. We'll take a break and get a word from our sponsors right quick, and then we'll come back and kind of talk a little bit about some things we got coming up down the road.
Sounds good.
Faircloth and Son Electric is your local family electrician. They offer residential, industrial, and commercial electrical services. From preventative maintenance to a whole house wiring setup, they do it all. Give them a call today for all of your electrical needs at 229-356-2892. That's 229-356-2892. 229-356-2892. 229-356-2892.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Lakeland Drug Company has been Lakeland's hometown pharmacy since 1950. They're more than just medicine, offering personalized service, a drive-up window, and a delivery service. Located at 42 West Main Street in Lakeland, Georgia. You can call 229-482-3677 or visit them online at lakelanddrug.com. Lakeland Drug Company, more than medicine. and a proud supporter of Lanier County Bulldogs.
All right, back here live from Threep Field, our first Bulldog Baseball Coaches Show of the year. Once again, I was joined by Coach Michael Sneed, Coach Ben Davis. We've been talking Bulldog Baseball. We've talked about our early season, which is still very young. Talked about some of the series, some of the non-region contests, and our first two region series. Coach, as we go on the road this week, or play at home this week to start with against Brooks, and then go on the road later, and then we follow that up with Clinch, and then y'all remind me who's after that, but it's a weekly series.
Turner.
Oh, yeah, Turner and
Turner
and Charlton.
So we still have 6 region series.
Still, 6 region weeks left.
We're still currently looking for a couple games to play that spring break week.
Right. So we got 18 region contests remaining.
Loaded region schedule, but very challenging. I mean, this region's been known as the region of death for not just baseball, but for football and all these other sports. I mean, it's a very challenging region to work through.
It is.
But we're looking forward to these series coming up.
Yeah, we still have – we played a couple of tough opponents in Irwin and Atkinson. Irwin, I kind of knew a little bit about them. Atkinson was kind of a mystery for me. You never know what they have, just simply because they're so close to Coffee. If a kid gets mad at Coffee, he'll slip over to Atco and enroll, and you just don't never know. But so Atco to me was a huge series just because of the unknown.
Dark horse.
Yeah, very much a dark horse in the region.
So we got them out of the way. I'm echoing Jeremy's replaying me or something again. But we get Brooks County this week. Brooks is 0-6 so far in the region. They played. Remind me,
Eccles and Atkinson.
Atco.
Yeah, and
so
Atco.
Atco swept them, so that was Atco was 3-0 coming into our series.
Oh yeah.
Atco was playing very good baseball. They were 6-2 before our series started.
Right.
Yeah, they had beat a Final Four team from 2 years ago, and Pelham 1-0. The Taft kid that threw game 1. We were looking at stats and spray charts from that game, and they very impressive. I mean, they were playing some great ball coming into that series against us.
And one of their 2 losses was a 10-7 loss to Valdosta.
Yeah.
So
and they had the lead in that game in the 5th inning.
So we played Valdosta in JV the past few years, and those JV guys are now their varsity guys, and they're tough. Yeah. They're tough. We played them a 3-2 ball game here. That was as close as we had with them on those JV. And I think it was their 9th grade.
Yeah.
Not really their JV, really their 9th grade. But so Brooks coming up.
Yeah, we got a scouting report. They got a little left-hander, Miley. That's got pretty good arm. He's from the left side. A freshman, I believe, is what we were told.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah,
for a freshman. Those are pretty good for a freshman.
I think they got another freshman over there, Legend, I think is his first name.
Yeah.
I know that they say he's another quality arm they got coming over there. So we're going to see some decent pitching coming out of Brooks.
Okay. So if you want to see another good pitching duel, you might want to come out to Threep Field tomorrow night at 5:30. That'll be a good one. And if you can't come out, haven't talked to Jeremy yet, but I think we'll be live right here on the network at 5:30. Well, a little bit before 5:30. Again, you'll have to bear with us because I do the press box announcements for these guys, and I'll talk at the same time. So I have one mic in my hand, one mic on my head. So we make it work. We do what we have to do to support these kids. So, but we go over to Brooks on Friday, and man, I'm enjoying these Friday doubleheaders. I mean, I know it wasn't start with. I'm thinking, man, that's terrible. I don't like that idea. But when you get to go watch those games, it's something good. It's good for the fans.
Yeah. While we were at Cook, our region started that 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of buzz around the town is, I don't know if we have the pitching for that. I don't know if we have the pitching for that. All right, which I totally understand. But what some people don't seem to realize is that's playoff baseball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doubleheader on Thursday, if game on Friday. That's
right.
3
So
game
it's a little
series.
bit of a reverse, but it's the same.
It's a 3-game series, and you know, that's all that does is it gives us an opportunity to get ready for playoffs. That's one thing we're preaching to these kids. Is every series is playoff baseball.
Yep.
Right.
Because we're trying to get to the playoffs, and we have a lot of confidence in our pitching staff.
We got 8 arms, 9 arms.
I got 6 guys that I got a lot of confidence in.
Mm-hmm.
6 guys, and with basketball coming in, that turned into 8 guys.
Yeah.
Now, are their arms ready to go yet? We don't know yet. They should see some mound action this week, you know, depending on if everything goes right. But, you know, playoff baseball, 3-game series. And, you know, that second game, the doubleheader in playoffs, you are going to be tired.
Yep.
Yeah.
These kids were tired in that doubleheader against ATCO.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, you know,
learning how to battle now instead of learning how to battle in April when it's starting to peak there at 90 degrees in that first game, getting warm, and then going into the second game, things start cooling down. But if we're doing that all season and we're building up that stamina, both the guys that are rolling out, but behind the plate, and the guys in the field learning to build that focus out in the outfield for 14 innings consistently. I mean, it's one of those things, and being a seasoned team going into the playoffs, used to those doubleheaders on Friday nights, you roll into a playoff series, and it makes a huge difference in the focus and intensity of your players.
Yeah, and not only that, but, you know, it really makes you find out how good of a coaching staff you got, because I just can't throw my workhorse every game. It really makes you find out just how good you are at managing a baseball game and a pitching staff with your pitch count rules. You know, like it'd be great to that guy who starts on Tuesday, keep him under 85 pitches, but if it's a close game and he's dealing, well, what decision do I make?
That's
you
right.
know, do I take him out now and hope that somebody can come in and finish the job the last 2 innings, or do I keep him working and then not be able to use them on Friday? You know, those are big end-time game decisions, and I know a lot of teams might not have that luxury that we have as far as arms. I mean, we got arms, you know. I think the game in ATCO on last Tuesday, we had Faircloth pitching. Yeah. And Faircloth is, you know what you're going to get when Faircloth starts. You know you're going to get a quality start. You know you're going to have a chance to win the ball game. And, you know, in high school baseball, 4 runs ain't that much. So we had a decision to make. Yeah. It was 84 pitches.
Yeah, one more batter in the 5th.
Yeah, do I start this? Do I let them get this batter, or you know, we know how we've been the 6th and 7th inning. You know, what do we do here? You know, we decided that because of our pitching staff, because we trust our boys and their work ethic and their progress, that hey, we're going to ride our horse. And it ended up working for us.
And I mean, like you said, it develops a pitching staff. I mean, as coaches, it learns how we know what we're doing playing the game, but it also develops your team. I mean, even if you're a young squad and you're playing through these, you're developing teams. You're developing more than just one arm. So when it does come, and your team is a seasoned team, you're able to go with it and roll and make those playoff pushes and those playoff runs.
Yeah. You're talking about the weather in April. There, believe it or not, there are still a few Class A teams that don't have lights. And so you get in the playoffs and you have to go to one of those places. You may play a 2 p.m. start.
Right.
Yeah.
In that doubleheader on doubleheader day, you may have a 1 to 2 p.m. start, and 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon in April, it's done getting warm.
Yeah, and that's and you know, people don't think about this, but when you used to starting a doubleheader at 4 o'clock, and all of a sudden it's 2 o'clock. Yeah. And you've been riding the bus. That takes a lot out of a group of kids now. So, you know, but that all falls under our mentality that we're preaching to these kids, and no excuses. You know, so what now? What if you guys come to a game? You will hear me say that out of the dugout. So what now? What?
Yeah.
So what next pitch?
Yeah. What do you do now? Focus on the process. That's all we can do. And we'll be where we want to be.
That's right.
And we want to turn the heat up because, I mean, we're used to it down here in Lakeland. Turn
Yeah.
the heat up for us. We want those North Georgia teams to come down to us
That's
to play
right.
when it's
That's
hot
right.
outside.
Get those gnats
Get
out.
the gnats and the
Yeah,
mosquitoes.
them ones that's biting me on the head right now. That's the kind we want to get them.
Yeah.
I'm not even from South Georgia. They're not bothering me, Keith.
They're eating me up for some reason. But yeah, so we have Brooks. Then we move on to
Rivalry
to
week.
Clinch,
Yep.
and Clinch is another one of those teams that, like you say, rivalry, and they don't like to lose to guys from Lakeland for sure. So that'll be a challenging series just because of the rivalry.
Right.
They have lost a whole lot. They still got some good guys over there. They still got 2 or 3, 4, 5 maybe good guys over there. So just the thought in the back of my mind is March 13th, 2020 was the last day we got to play baseball for an entire year, just about.
Yeah.
Give or take a month. And we lost over there 10-0.
Yeah.
And I'm not a coach, I'm just a fan, but that left a bitter taste in my mouth.
I was just a fan that day.
Yeah. Well, we had a great JV game that day.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in between JV varsity games, we're warming up, and we get told, hey, guys, this is going to be it. And it almost took the vacuum out of the air. Was this is going to be the last game? You will probably not play the rest of the season. And it was just like, boom. I mean, took the air out. But definitely, I mean, that's one of those things. It's a bad taste in your mouth, and you're looking forward to playing next week.
Well, one of the bright sides of that, if there was a bright side, was that we had no seniors.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we had nobody. Seniors last year got a bum deal. They might have got to play 6, 8, 10 games, and they were done. That was one problem with that. The other problem with that is that the NCAA says, hey, we're not even going to count this year.
1 year of eligibility.
Yeah.
left.
So
and even this year, they're not
So
counting.
so it's hurting guys that played last year that only got to play a little bit, and guys that are playing this year. A lot of colleges don't have anywhere to put them even if they want to play some college ball. So that's another story for another day, but it's still part of that and affects that.
Yeah,
so
it's very unfortunate.
yeah. So we go to Clinch, and then they come here for 2, right?
Yeah,
We got
yeah,
Friday
and
night.
a lot of folks like to put the pressure on when it comes to Clinton County. And I was telling my wife this the other day. She was like, "Do you have any pressure? You have any pressure?" I was like, "Pressure's a good thing.
Yeah.
It lets you know you're doing something important. And we had pressure when we was at Cook. We trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
We trust that what we're doing is the right thing we're doing. We're seeing progress. If I'll be honest with you, if we play like we're capable of playing, we'll be there.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to continue to say. We'll be there.
That's right.
We will have our opportunities to win the game. We'll have our opportunities to put them away.
Mm-hmm.
We preach that to our players every game. Hey, you're going to have an opportunity to put the team on your shoulders and win the game. Somebody is going to have that opportunity at some point in this game.
Yeah.
Do you want to be the guy or do you not want to be the guy?
Mm-hmm.
And we have a group full of kids that want to be the guy.
That's right.
And I know here last year, something about that Clinch jersey. Just because it says Clinch on it, we tighten up.
Mm-hmm.
If we play loose baseball like we're capable of, it'll be a fun series. But I think we can take the series.
That's right.
Yeah.
Should be fun here on that Friday night to have a doubleheader
Mm-hmm.
in a rivalry game.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be something that you've played those JV, and not knocking JV by no means, but you have 2 varsity games, 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock or 4 and 6:30, whatever happens.
Mhm.
But that should be a very fun evening.
Yeah, we'd love to see it packed out and masked up that day, too.
Yep.
Full
Yep.
of Lanier County folks.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have to do something special for that. And then we move from Clinch, you said, to Eccles.
We got Turner.
Turner.
Turner before we go to spring break. Yep.
You got Turner. Turner's Turner's down on their luck right now, I think. They're 0-6 and
Yeah, they got,
been beat up pretty bad.
Yeah, we heard that they got one lefty that's pretty good, another young arm, and from that, little here and there. I mean, they're going to be competitive ball. They're going to put the ball in play when given the opportunity. Like Coach Sneed said, we're gonna have our chance to put teams away. We just got to be effective at putting teams away.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing when you're playing against teams like that is having the mentality that go about your business the same way we go about our business. It doesn't matter if we're playing Charlton, if we're playing Irwin, if we're playing Turner, if we're playing Eccles. It doesn't matter who we play in the region. Go about your business the same way, with the same mentality, that same killer instinct mentality, and we won't have anything to worry about. But if you take a team lightly and think, oh, this is so-and-so, we should be fine. These kids can't play with us. You will be surprised.
That's right.
We told them a story today before practice ended. 2018?
Yeah, 2018.
2018, we was on the Cook softball staff that went all the way to state championship game and lost to Calhoun 2-0. Earlier in the year, we almost lost to Monroe.
Yep, last game of the season, last home game of the season, home night, and we took them lightly that game, and we had to battle through the last couple innings to finish them off.
Yeah.
And
we beat them 6-4. We were losing going into the 5th inning, 4-0. And
Not knocking anybody, but
right.
Doherty County softball, baseball.
Right.
They're a basketball town. Once in a while,
yeah, you don't want to play them in basketball.
once in a while they slip up with a football team.
Yep.
But that's where
they had
coming
this.
from.
They had this one girl. She was a stud. She played on some USA softball teams.
Oh yeah, she's at Auburn, I think now.
But she was putting the team on her back that day, and we're as coaches, we don't know. What's going on? And they're just, the girls are like, what is going on? We run ruled this team last time we played them 15-0. And then, but that's what happens when you don't take care of business and you don't go into the game with the same mentality as if you are playing Charlton or Irwin, because you gotta bring your A game against teams like that. And
I think I watched the game y'all needed to win to get to that championship.
Worth County at about 1 a.m.
And
they beat us 3 times that
3 times during the
year.
regular season.
We were up in Columbus, and I knew Coach Davis from baseball, and I had never met you before. I watched y'all watch that game, and that was a good one too.
Oh man, it was definitely extremely intense game. After losing 3 regular season games to them and pulling them right there and having to sit and watch them play and waiting to see who we got to play for that semifinal.
Oh, they were beating Calhoun, the state champions. The game before we played them, they were beating them 7-0 going into the 5th inning.
Yeah, and then
the wheels fell off.
And so extremely intense. And if you've never been up there, I know we've been there the last couple of years with the Lakeland girls, but Columbus is an amazing atmosphere.
Oh yeah, it's special.
Definitely
it's
special.
Unfortunate we couldn't go there this year in softball.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you just tuned in and you say, well, I thought this was a baseball coach's show, why are they talking about softball? Well, these guys coach softball, but there's a lot of similarities between softball and baseball. It's a smaller field, males versus females, but competition's competition.
Yep.
And I'm gonna brag on these guys. They have carried. They didn't not just carry them, but they helped coach Cook teams that played in that, and we can do that right here with baseball. It's the same.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing. So,
and that's one thing that I've told these players, and I know they get tired of hearing about, what it was like in Cook, but that's a baseball-rich tradition place over there in Adel, right. And well, I think we told these kids first week of the season that I'm telling them right now, we had more position to position, just as much talent, if not more talent. I know I got more pitchers than we had at Cook.
Yeah.
But it was a mentality. It was a mentality because they had Cook on their jersey and because they have a sign in right field that says all the tradition, they think they're better than you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that we beat a Southeast Bullock team
that kid,
2 years ago.
Throwing 93.
We had no business beating them.
Mm-hmm. But tradition, tradition rises its head up.
The kid throwing 93 that was committed to, I want to say he was committed to Georgia Southern.
Yeah.
Right there, a local boy. But, he was 93, and he took himself out in the fourth inning.
I mean,
it was
that-
just one of those
and
things. But I think our boys are starting to buy into that attitude. I mean, you're starting to see them carry a swag about themselves, and they're
for
willing to
sure.
start going to battle each and every day. They're starting to do it in practice, and they're starting to show in their ball games in that past series this week, and we're looking forward to the series this week.
It's like I said, they're buying in. I mean, I don't have to get out here and say, hey, we got a new arm on the mound. Everybody time them up. As soon as there's a new arm on the mound, we'll have
Five guys lined
1
up.
through 9 lined up,
Yeah.
getting their timing down.
Yeah.
I mean, because it works, and they've noticed that it works, and they're like, hey, this is working. We're gonna keep on doing it. And that's when, if we, like I said, we just continue where we're going, and that mentality because Lanier County, my first high school baseball game was played right here. I was at Lamar County in 2007. We played the season opener here. I think that was the year that Coach White took his team to the Elite Eight, I believe, in 2007, 2008.
2008, the spring of 2008.
Right, they had a very good team that year. And that's what we want to get back. We want to get back to that, to the winning way, to the tradition of excellence. You know, the best show on dirt out here. You know, that's what we're trying to get to. There was a program at one point. We're trying to put Lanier County baseball back on the map, man. And I think there's a buzz going around town. People are excited. I know I might hear me and Coach Davis out here taking care of the field every day, and we'll have people walk up and they'll say, Coach, why are you doing this? Pride.
Yeah.
And I know that's a bad word to say in 2021, but pride. We're trying to build a top-class, top-tier program here, and attention to detail. And if the coaching staff has it, it'll trickle down to the kids. And if the kids has it, it'll trickle down. And I think people are seeing that. You know, we're trying to we take pride in everything we do. We preach to these kids every day, attention to detail. You can go into that locker room right now.
There's a lot less dirt on the floor.
Yeah.
And they hold us accountable. I mean, there's a lot of times in practice they'll get on to us sometimes. Hey, coach, attention to detail. You're being lazy with this right
detail.
now. Oh, yeah.
Or I'll have a bad day of batting practice. I'm like, man, my arm's killing me. Hey, coach, no excuses. You know, that's.
Yeah. Well, I came up here and fed a pitching machine one day and for some guys to hit. And when we got done, I'm thinking I'm going to make these guys clean this place up. These get done. The guys that was up here, they hadn't done anything out here since last season. But what y'all taught them that they were supposed to do last season, you gave me a list of what they needed to do, but they done it. I mean, I didn't have to sit there and
and they do, and
supervise nobody.
And not only do they do it, but I guarantee they did it the right way.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about, man. And integrity, having integrity, you know, doing the right thing when nobody's watching, you know. Those are things that it's very, very tough for teenage boys in this time of age to grasp, you know. But we're building a relationship with the guys. You know, they know that we care about them. They know that ultimately it's more than just baseball out here, and it's taking its way, man. And you know, we're in the grasp of having a special season. Yeah. I had every coach I've ever played for. They always say it takes 3 years to build a program. It takes 5 years to sustain one. This is year one, and I think we're way ahead of schedule.
We are.
So.
Yeah, and tomorrow night, by the way, is Teacher Appreciation Night. We got that coming out. All 3 seniors have honored a teacher that picked their teacher that has made a shining light for them, and all teachers get in when they get in free with a hot dog and a drink, right, Coach?
Yep, free hot dog and a free drink for you. Just come up to Chad Williford in the concession stand.
So if you're a teacher,
if you're any teacher,
yep, any teacher at the school, elementary, primary, high school, middle school.
Yep.
So we expect a big crowd out here tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Big crowd of teachers.
Pack the park, mask it up, and cheer on these dogs.
Yeah, and just watch and just come out and just support the guys, man. Because like you said earlier in the interview, they've been working extremely hard. I mean, extremely hard.
And they love seeing the crowds. I tell you what, when we played in that early season games and we had here, they were just so excited to see all those crowds of people showing up here. And I mean, you can see it on their faces when they playing hard and they got a crowd. Man, they are into it.
Yeah. And that crowd out there makes a big difference from what
Oh, yeah.
A huge difference.
Huge difference, yeah.
And if we run out of seats, bring your lawn chair. I mean, these lawn chairs,
And we can sit you all the
We
way
can
down
sit you
there.
all
Bring
around.
park your pickup truck way out there.
Yeah, we'll call that the Ford Power Alley out there in right center.
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, yeah. We like hearing JJ out there, right behind there, calling pitches for us.
Yeah.
So.
Tell him to throw the slider.
And then give JJ a shout out. He's done a couple of days of chicken cooking
Yeah,
out
man.
there.
Yeah,
for us.
he has.
He did a
He deserves
great
that.
job on the Diamond Day. We
Yeah.
was able to raise a lot of money that day.
Yep.
So
And we appreciate everybody that bought from that. If you hadn't already told y'all that, we appreciate anybody that purchased a plate and supported the program.
Yeah.
And well, if y'all got anything else y'all would like to discuss before we get out of here? It's about to get dark on us. Don't want to have to turn on these lights. They tell me it's a little keyhole. It's a real tiny thing on a long pole that you got to use.
I'll teach you how to do it if you want to learn it.
Yeah. No, we appreciate you letting us on, Keith.
Yeah, man.
We enjoy it. Appreciate Jeremy for allowing us to do this, and we appreciate certainly every sponsor that we get. It allows us to bring you the games live, whether it be here or on the road. We do need a few more sponsors. I know you'll hear us say that a lot, but we do all the sports as much as possible. And to do everything, you say, well, I just paid you for baseball, but we just done basketball, we done football, we've done as many softball as possible. Think about it, we didn't get to do a lot of softball, but it's because we just wasn't having a lot of sponsorship in softball.
Yeah.
If you like seeing these baseball games and you want to see all of them, we got sponsors for part of them right now. Still need a few more to get them all. So
Okay.
if you want to see them all, we're going to need a few more sponsors. It ain't extremely expensive to do this, but it does cost some money to get this thing done. So we would appreciate any help we could get to make sure that when you're not able to go on Friday at 4, I'm blessed to have a job that I can take off and go, and Jeremy can go as much as possible, and we can bring that 4 o'clock game to you while you're driving down the road and watching it on this. You can watch that 4 o'clock game that you might not get off work in time for. So anybody out there that could help with that, we'd certainly appreciate it. I wish y'all the best of luck on tomorrow night. Best of luck on Friday, and we'll try to do this again. If not next week, the following week, but we'll play it by ear. I personally have a lot of obligations. I have obligated myself to go down there and coach a rec softball team. So I have some games coming up. I don't know, but we'll get back with you, and we'll post when we're having these coaches shows.
Sounds good, man. We look forward to it.
Sounds great, man.
All right. For Coach Sneed, Coach Davis, Jeremy, I'm Keith Newbern. So long from Threet Field.
Faircloth and Son Electric is your local family electrician. They offer residential, industrial, and commercial electrical services. From preventative maintenance to a whole house wiring setup, they do it all. Give them a call today for all of your electrical needs at 229-356-2892. That's 229-356-2892. 229-356-2892. 229-356-2892.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Lakeland Drug Company has been Lakeland's hometown pharmacy since 1950. They're more than just medicine, offering personalized service, a drive-up window, and a delivery service. Located at 42 West Main Street in Lakeland, Georgia. You can call 229-482-3677 or visit them online at lakelanddrug.com. Lakeland Drug Company, more than medicine, and a proud supporter of Lanier County Bulldogs.